Check, check.
Hi.
I got your microphone.
Anthony's the only guy I know who can get the weather changed.
Yeah.
Supposed to rain Wednesday, the day of the thing at the farm, they were calling for rain.
Welcome to Flamborough Downs, everyone. This is Jason McGinnis live here at Flamborough with Curtis McDonald. We're going to do a little commentary, kill some time in between sets and stuff, and who knows, maybe I can even get trackside and get a quick word with the drivers when they go by.
Yeah, I just. Oh, you waited.
Getting ready for set number 1 from the stable. Running a couple minutes behind. Curtis, our pilot, doing a wonderful job as always. A little breezy here, but overall a nice day. I'd like to thank Flamborough Downs for their help in getting all this done. It's a big procedure. These colts are going to go behind the starting gate for the first time today. It's a lot to take in. Pylons, the tote board, flags, everything. A lot to look at, so hopefully everyone behaves well and has a nice day.
Yeah, that's cool. You can do with it what you want. I got all the footage from commercial footage, doing a bunch of stills and some of the drone shots and stuff. The drone shots I'm going to use are those for commercial or something. They're pretty cool. Yeah.
Welcome back to TheStable.ca schooling day at Flamborough Downs. There's Paul McKenzie with Redwood again. James McDonald got out of bed in time to go with Beck's Pride. That's always good. Is that Louis? Louis got Anthony's helmet on. There's Louis Philippe Waugh, Mohawk's leading driver, gracing us with his presence this morning. He's going to go with Promise Blue Chip. Billy Davis coming around the turn here. He's going to sit behind Airway. Hi, Billy. Hi, Billy. Billy's ignoring me. That was kind of rude. That's kind of every day. He's a grumpy little guy. And in a shocker, keeping consistent when he drives his horses, Anthony McDonald is the last one on the track. He's going to go with McKinnon this morning. Last on the track, first to the gate. These horses were warmed up about an hour ago, so they're going to take a couple turns here, and then they're going to go behind the starting gate. Once again, number 1 will be Airway with Billy Davis. Number 2, Redwood again, Paul McKenzie. Don't have an official stat, but I'm guessing Paul's probably Flamborough's all-time leading driver. James McDonald will go with Beck's Pride out of the 3-hole. Anthony McDonald with McKinnon from post 4. And post 5, Promise Blue Chip with Louis Waugh. Starting to gather together. The gate is in position. Anthony giving a final little test to McKinnon. Yeah. I'm going to do my best to help time this too, like Curtis operates the drone.
Well, they got still another lap to go.
They're going to go a lap? You never know. Once again, this is these horses' first time behind the gate. It's quite an experience to take in here for these horses. They haven't been off the farm, and like I said before, there's a lot to look at. You know, pylons, you got the fence, tote board, flags, tractors, water trucks, starting cars, all kinds of stuff. Again, these are just schoolers. These are what the young horses do before they start to qualify. These schoolers they usually have them after qualifiers at each track. They're not listed in the program. They're mostly for young horses gaining experience. Sometimes people will take an older horse over to school to get them tight to race, or maybe try to braven them up. But mainly it is young horses, especially this time of year with all the 2-year-olds getting ready to qualify. It gets quite busy. Everybody looks to be behaving so far. It's a nice group of colts here. Redwood again coming off a really big mile at the spring showcase. Jody Jamieson went with him in 2.6. Used him about 12 different times, and he still held on for the win. I was lucky enough to get to train Redwood most of the winter, and he's a really nice colt. Definitely one of my favorites at the stable. Starter Steve Gilmore having a little conversation with the guys, making sure everybody's good to go this lap.
Yep.
Gate's going to pick up a little speed here, and when they turn down the stretch, he's really going to start to let them go, and hopefully we have a nice easy start. Everybody looks pretty good. And they're off. In a shocker, Anthony McDonald's the first one off the car with McKinnon. Louis Waugh getting Precision Blue Chip spotted. Louis going to drive on to the front against Anthony. That's a bold strategy. Billy Davis and Airways settled away nice. Paul McKenzie and Redwood again in the 4-hole. And James McDonald and Beck's Pride trailing the field. Coming around the turn, it is still Precision Blue Chip and Louis Waugh. Anthony McDonald tighten the 2-hole with McKinnon. Billy Davis and Redwood again making a move to the outside here. Billy not really known for sitting too long. He's moving right up to the front with a nice brush. Paul McKenzie and Airway, or Paul McKenzie, sorry, with Redwood again on the outside now. Billy's going to release him here around the turn. Maybe? Yeah? Yes, he is. Louis back out again with Precision Blue Chip. Anthony grabbing second over cover with McKinnon. And James continues the trail with Beck's Pride. Around the turn now, Redwood again and Paul McKenzie on the front. Precision Blue Chip trying to wear him down. McKinnon looks alive second over for Anthony. Sounds like someone's hitting the race bike. Airway's going to look for the passing lane for Billy. And down the stretch they come. And it looks like Redwood again might have held off a closing Airway. Airway was flying up the inside once Billy got him up Mackenzie Lane. Or some people like to call it nowadays, Enter Avenue for Scott Young.
I don't think he started the time.
I hit click. Curtis told me how to start the timer, and apparently it didn't work.
It did, look.
It did.
No, I just started it.
Oh, I clicked the thing. I'm just a talent, Curtis. I don't work the maintenance. That was a good set. Everybody looked like they behaved well. We're not sure how fast they went, but they were pacing pretty strong through the wire.
I'll make it easier for you.
Told you I don't know what I'm doing.
Is it on my phone?
That's how I was going to click it on my phone, but I had the set on there. But the main thing is everybody behaved well. These guys like to win, and that's all fun and good, but it's a learning experience for these horses. It's have them behave well behind the gate and not be distracted by everything, and everybody behaved really well there. That was an impressive set.
Lots of racing going on there too.
Oh, that was good. Very good set. Anything to add, Curtis?
No. Nothing.
That's my color, man. Dynamite drop in. Camp Kind.
He's Kirby.
Monty from Major League. And Paul McKenzie. Is he going for his pitcher? I'm not sure.
He's Kirby.
I texted Kirby and asked him if, whoever's first or something can maybe come around and grab a quick word. And it looks like Paul's coming back to the winner's circle here. We'll see if we can get out and get a quick word with him on Redwood Again's behavior. You're not beating Paul McKenzie up Mackenzie Lane, that's for sure. It begins to warm up a little bit here at Flamborough Downs. Really nice day. Try to grab a word from Paul, who steered Redwood again. I don't know, the timer didn't start. Curse, we're on it. Paul, his thoughts. We're in the winner's circle. I'm doing double duty. I'm holding their head and talking. Paul, how was Redwood again today?
Redwood was really good, really sharp. Maybe raced the other horse real fast there, so when he got the front, he felt real good finishing, and I like him. He's a nice call.
Yeah, he's a really nice colt. He's always been two fingers, but Jody drove him last week, so we probably got him a little wound up.
Yeah, he is a little bit keen there. Even leaving there, he wanted to go real fast, and I said, just take your time, buddy. And when I moved him, he had some go to him, yeah.
Redwood again, one of the nicest pacers here, that's for sure. Really nice colt. We'll head back. Looks like Billy Davis Jr. is coming over for a quick word. He was second. I don't know if I'm going to talk to him. He was going to try not to run me over. That'd be super. Billy, how was Airway today?
Airway was really good. He was really strong. Rushing his outside knee a bit in the turns, but that's kind of expected.
Looked like once you got him up the passing lane, he was really pacing hard through the wire.
Yeah, in the straightaways, he really excelled there. He grabbed right on, and he wanted to do his job then.
You should know better than try to beat Paul McKenzie up Mackenzie Lane.
Yeah, it's a good point. That was a bad strategy.
How fast did you guys go there? But I obviously just didn't do it right.
So I just go around how.
You're a catch driver. You're not expected to know how fast you're going. Anyway, good work. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Two of our drivers. Welcome back to TheStable.ca at Flamborough Downs. We're here on this beautiful, what day is it? Wednesday morning. Set 2 has just hit the track after a couple warm-ups for the later set. Set 2, we're going to see a combination of Pacers and Trotters. Coming by here is Sally DeVee and James McDonald. Hi, James. Sally DeVee is an American Ideal filly. James has said it's one of his favorite fillies that he's been out and trained a couple times this winter. He really likes her. Nice American Ideal filly. Here's Paul McKenzie looking to sweep the early double with Gouda Hanover. Gouda Hanover, the horse of a different color, very popular in the stable. He's a better than cheddar colt. Gouda Hanover. Coming down in front of us is Pay the Line Blue Chip with Louis Waugh. Post position 1. I don't know how this guy keeps getting all the rails. Post position 1. Gorgeous Traveler, Billy Davis. For co-owner Amy Davis. And maybe, huh? Yeah, Amy Davis set the post positions. That's why Billy's got all the rails. Amy Davis, barn liaison for the stable. Son Liam, her assistant. And coming out is Anthony MacDonald with Zeppelin B. We're not sure if it's Zeppelin B or Zeppelin Bi, so we'll call him B. I don't know. Zeppelin put in a really good performance the morning of the spring showcase, and they gave away 2 shares of him, so he picked a really good time to throw in a great mile. He's a really nice trotting colt when he minds his manners. He was spectacular on spring showcase day, and that was a good day to showcase him. Paul back in front of us with Gouda Hanover. Gouda's been getting a little racier. As we get closer, he definitely likes to, he's looking like he wants to start to learn how to race. And I have an unofficial confirmation of the first set as I malfunctioned the timer. Curtis made it a little easier for me this time, so hopefully I can get it to go. The first set went a mile in 2:05 off of a half in 1:07. So those colts sprinted home a back half in 58 seconds here this morning. That's a really nice half. They looked like they were pacing hard down the lane. They looked really good. Starting gate looks to be in position. And once again, we're likely going to go a lap around the track and let these colts have a look. There's no way to really predict who is going to maybe be afraid of the car or look at it or not be bothered by it at all. Generally, it tends to be the horses kind of right behind the car, right behind the actual car where they can see the starter. They might get spooked a little bit. The horses from post 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 don't have as good a view of it, but everybody in the first set really behaved well. That's about as good as you could ask for, so hopefully everybody continues to mind their manners and behave. Paul McKenzie and Gouda first up on the gate. And that's about what you want to do in the schoolers. That's why they're here. You bring them up nice and slow to the gate and let them have a look at it, and hopefully they all pay attention and you go the extra lap. They only do that in schoolers, not in qualifiers. They're obviously races. The starting car will go an extra lap and let everybody have a look and get used to it. We'll try to grab a couple drivers after the mile, too. We had a nice winner circle presentation with Redwood again and Paul McKenzie. Come around here. Everybody looks like they're Yeah, I'm coming back. Curtis giving me some grief because of my timer malfunction in the first set. But once again, a reported mile in 2:05 off of a half in 1:07. It's a really nice mile here this morning. Curtis simplified this for me a little bit, so hopefully I can get it. Instead of clicking on the keyboard, I simply now hit up to start and down to stop. We'll see if I can get it done. Curtis has faith in me.
Had faith in you last time, too.
Yeah, he had faith in me last time and I let him down. I'll blame his computer. So once again, Gorgeous Traveler from post 1 in the red saddle pad for Liam Davis's father, Billy Davis. Number 2, Gouda Hanover, the blue post position, but you should be able to pick him out of the crowd. Louis Waugh, post 3, the white saddle pad, Pay the Line, blue chip. Post 4, Zeppelin B, Anthony McDonald, green saddle pad, black saddle pad for Sally DeVee and James McDonald. And everybody's up on the gate nicely. And they're off. And hey, the timer's working. How about that? Great stuff. Everybody off the gate nicely. Billy Davis and Gorgeous Traveler going to the front. Anthony moving up on the outside with Zeppelin B. Paul got away third with Gouda Hanover. Pay the Line blue chip and Louis sitting fourth. And once again, James McDonald is trailing. Back there with Sally DeVee. That's James's move. Get away at the back and get kind of caught in, come flying. But it works for him. One of the top drivers at Mohawk. When they come around the turn heading towards the half, spread out a little bit by the trotter. Zeppelin B, Anthony driving. Gorgeous Traveler. Up nice tight in the 2-hole now. Gouda Hanover getting a little excited there. In the 3-hole, Pay the Line blue chip and Louis fourth. Sally DeVee and James continue to trail. Past the 5/8, and Zeppelin B looks really good on the front this morning. Gorgeous Traveler back in second. Gouda Hanover third. Pay the Line blue chip sitting fourth. And James begins to make a move with Sally DeVee. Trotting past one of them trotting, the rest of them are pacing. Trotting around the last turn is Zeppelin B and Anthony. Gorgeous Traveler giving chase from the 2-hole. Gouda Hanover third. Sally DeVee fourth. Pay the Line blue chip back in fifth now. And down the stretch they come. It's all Zeppelin B. Anthony McDonald. Got to let him win one. He's the boss. Gouda Hanover might have got up for second. It was tight with. Damn the timer. I hit it. Didn't stop. See? That was your fault. We messed it up. We messed it up again. Anyway, Zeppelin B, he looked really good this morning. Hey, look at James getting up there for first now that the race is over. Good stuff. Gouda Hanover and Gorgeous Traveler were battling for second. But the story of this heat was Zeppelin B, the trotter, in with 4 pacers and looked very impressive.
Yeah, you can.
We're going to try to do the same thing again, grab a quick word from some of the guys and get their opinions. I'm over in the grandstand here with Curtis, so if I was in the paddock, I'd try to get a word with all of them, but hopefully a couple of them come back and we can get a quick word on how everybody thought their horse performed.
Kenny plugged it in, but they didn't have anybody to operate it.
What did we do with the timer?
Took it off. Messed it up.
But it didn't stop.
It didn't stop because you didn't stop it until they were into the turn almost.
Yeah, but it didn't stop when I hit the button. Technical difficulties.
Can't hire good help, son. Can't hire good help.
Listen, they don't ask Ken Middleton to work the timer at Mohawk, all right? Give me a break. Or Gary Guy here at Flamborough. Can't do everything.
You can't replace Gary Guy. You have to go for voice control.
Looks like Paul McKenzie and Gouda Hanover are going to come back. Paul must think everybody wants to talk to him all day. Can you get the camera pan by the winter circle thing?
Yep.
We're going to head out by the track and try to grab a quick word with Paul McKenzie and Gouda Hanover. And it looks like Anthony and Zeppelin B are also coming back. And grab a quick word. Gouda out a little bit down the backside, but closed up well. We're trackside with Gouda Hanover and Paul McKenzie. Paul, how was Gouda today?
He was really good. The last time I was with him, he was a little green. That was back in the winter time, and today he had a lot of go to him. Nice colt. I think he's going to be really good in another month or so. But he come a long way. Yeah, he wants to do his job real good.
Yeah, he definitely been a lot racier in the last few weeks for sure. He's definitely getting the hang of it.
Yeah, really liked him today. He, like I said, I went with him back around Christmas time, and he was a little green today. He knows what his job is, and I think he's going to be a nice colt in the future.
Super. Thanks, Paul. We're going to grab a short word with Anthony McDonald, if there is such a thing. We'll do a quick little winter circle pose here. As groom Kirby Guinness, the early double. And Zeppelin B. Zeppelin B. Any words, Zeppelin? No, Zeppelin's good. Just taking pictures.
Oh, yeah?
There you go.
Easy. Stand. You're
Good boy.
all right.
Anthony, how was Zeppelin today?
Zeppelin, I told everybody last week when they watched us colt go at the open house that he wasn't a joke. Like, he's a good colt. You know, I'm not going to say he's going to win the elite lop when he's older or anything, but he's a very talented colt, and he's extremely competitive. Usually, if you watch his videos from before, he just kind of floats out of there and kind of graciously gets his way to the front, and then he kind of, he'll do his work. Today, he saw the gate, and usually I thought he'd be a little skittish. I think he wanted to drive it today. He got right up on the gate, and he really wanted to get out of the hood off him, and I think we're probably going to have to put that back on him. But man, oh man, can he ever trot? Like, I never give him I never let the bit go, not even for an inch, and he went a mile, I think, in 2.4 and 4 off a half, and I would say almost 6.
I had that. And we didn't stop the timer again, so we've kind of messed that up the first 2 trips, but he looks super today.
Yeah, he's a really good colt, and he just loves his work. Just a sweet horse to be around.
Super. Very nice. Zeppelin B going to head back to the paddock for a nice bath after a very good day. Very impressive this morning, Zeppelin B. And we'll be back shortly, live from Flamborough Downs on ESPN 8, The Ocho.
Okay, I'm gonna come back at noon to see my horse. American League.
American League.
Yeah. Send me a quick text. Okay. Well, now. Jason would know.
I don't know. Don't quote me. He could be a man of many missions. I believe he's Ohio bred.
He's a man of many missions.
Welcome back to Flamborough Downs. Getting ready for set 3 here at TheStable.ca at Flamborough Downs. James McDonald was out early, going around with Real Willie. Nice big colt. Here comes Paul McKenzie and Billy Davis. Paul is going to go with SS Hakuna Matata, known as Pumbaa. So if I accidentally slip and just call him Pumbaa during the set, then, well, that's who SS Hakuna Matata is. Pumbaa. Oh, look, Billy Davis has another rail this morning with Provel Blue Chip. I'm quite positive Amy Davis did the draw for this stuff. Billy's going to leave from post 1 with Provel Blue Chip. Waiting on a couple more to come out of the paddock. Beautiful morning here. Too bad we didn't get this weather on Sunday for the Confederation Cup. I see Anthony McDonald and Vintage Lock have hit the track. Not sure if Louis Waugh and Watchword have come out yet. Just waiting on him, I believe. These guys are going to jog around a little bit and then go in behind the car again. No, he was already out. I think we're waiting on Louis. Louis coming out. He's the leading driver at WEG. He can do what he wants. Everybody jogging around here. Just kind of thawing them out, loosening them up after they warmed up a while ago. Starting gate. Our starter, Steve Gilmore, moving into position. We're 10 for 10 so far, and everybody behaving behind the gate, and that's about as good as you can ask for. Everybody really, really behaving well here, and that's about all you can ask for. That's super. See if I can finally figure out this timer thing here. Get it working so everybody at home can watch. And Curtis is off with the drone. Everybody moving up into position. These guys doing a good job this morning, letting these horses have a look at the car. Anytime you have two McDonald's in the same heat in a 5-horse field, could be trouble. Just glad Mark didn't come up from Yonkers. Curtis, the cameraman, also known as the third best driving McDonald. We'll let you figure out who he's better than. Everybody up in the gate nicely, having no issues. And just got a notice on my phone from Sportsnet saying Charlotte will host next year's NBA All-Star game. Hey, good for Charlotte. So they go in front of the paddock. The car will begin to pick up speed a little bit. Round of the turn, beginning to pick up speed. Provo Blue Chip, Billy Davis. Anthony McDonald, Vintage Lock. James Mack with Real Willie. Paul McKenzie and SS, Hakuna Matata. And Louis Waugh with Watchword. They're in position. Getting ready to go. They're off and pacing. 4 of them anyway is SS Hakuna Matata. When the gate began to pick up speed, looked like he had a little issue. The other 4 away cleanly. Billy Davis and Provo Blue Chip on the front. Anthony got away nicely with Vintage Lock. James and Real Willie sitting third. And James is making a move. Maybe you heard about my little digs at him in the first 2 sets. James McDonald uncorks Real Willie to the front. Billy Davis and Provo Blue Chip going to let him go. Anthony and Vintage Lock sitting third. Louis Waugh and Watchword, a new addition to the stable. Purchased at the Delaware mix sale. And at the back distance, having a couple issues today, is SS Hakuna Matata. They come to the half, and here comes Watchword and Louis Waugh. James and Real Willie are going to release him. Billy back in third with Provo Blue Chip. And Anthony got the Meadowland Shuffle with Vintage Lock. It's Louis Waugh and Watchword on the front. James McDonald and Real Willie back in second. Here comes Provo Blue Chip and Billy Davis with a rush on the outside. And Anthony trails with Vintage Lock. Provo Blue Chip right to the front. Made a big move for Billy Davis. Louis back in second with Watchword. Shuffled now is Real Willie and James. And on the outside, Vintage Lock. Curtis reminded me to stop the timer. And it looks like Provo Blue Chip. Strong through the lane. Holding off Real Willie. And I hit that a second late, but 207 and 3, we'll call it. 207 and 4? Okay. 2-7 and 4. I'm going to call it 2-7 flat because I hit it a second late. Maybe even 2-6 and 4. But Provo Blue Chip and Billy Davis looked really good. Left out early, made a move. Sounds like it.
I think Billy just wanted to be interviewed.
I interviewed Billy once. Maybe he'll come back and we can get a word with him with Provo Blue Chip. So again, the unofficial time, that's the closest we've come to actually timing one, so. Give us a little credit, but Provo Blue Chip looked really good. They all looked really good. James made a couple moves with Real Willie. He was still pacing hard down the lane. He looked really good today. Still working. Looks like Billy's not coming back for his pitcher. Sorry we lost you there. We had a battery issue. That's Louis, I think.
It's with the helmet. It's throwing me off.
Yeah, the helmet. Louis driving in Anthony's helmet today. So, we might get a picture of the unofficial second place finisher, Real Willie. Billy Davis not coming back for his pitcher. We're going to grab a word with Real Willie's driver, James McDonald. This colt looked really good this morning. Made a couple moves. He moved him at the quarter, and he still looked like he was pacing really on the lane. We'll grab a quick word with James. We'll grab a quick word here with James McDonald. Real Willie today.
Real Willie was very good. He was very good. He's big, real good looking colt. Nice gait. He had tons of go finishing. That's the way you want them to train.
Hey. Yeah, let's not.
Yeah, no, I was really happy with him.
Yeah, he looked really good today.
As soon as I moved him out, he was all business. He's starting to figure it out, so
Super.
everything looks good for him.
Well, thanks for coming.
No problem.
You were pretty aggressive there. I don't know if you heard me chirping you after the first couple sets or not, but good job. Watchword, one of the stable's newest horses. We'll ask him his opinion. Hi, Louis, how was Watchword today?
I like what she shows. Like she shows, she'll still. But so I don't know if she'll be good in a month, but I bet that in maybe 3-4 months of that, and as long as she get older, I think she'll be better and better.
Super, sounds good. Thank you very much. Welcome back to Flamborough Downs, TheStable.ca's schooling day here at Flamborough. For those of you at home that looked earlier, we have a driver change in here. Driver change on the 5, Master Saver. Take off Louis Philippe Waugh. Danny O'Brien will now drive Master Saver. These 5 babies up and behind the car. As we get ready for set 4 behind the gate. In a shocker, Billy Davis will lead from post 1 with Buckeye Babe. Post position 2 with Paul McKenzie, Book the Bet. Anthony McDonald will steer Gratuity from post 3. Lima's Son and James McDonald, post 4. And Master Saver from post 5 with Danny O'Brien. Giving Paul McKenzie a little advantage here as he has the only pacer in the group.
How you doing? Did a good job. I was watching at home. Oh, were you? This guy learned how to tell timers.
We're getting chirped on my timer malfunctions. I'm getting it though.
You getting it?
By next spring I'll be golden. Hey, if you were wondering, Billy has the rail in the last set too.
No way.
Yeah, true story. Gate's going to pick up speed a little bit. Yeah, Billy had I don't know if he had a wardrobe malfunction or maybe he's just getting a little hot. Maybe, I don't know. Buckeye Babe, Billy Davis. Book the Bet, Paul McKenzie. Gratuity, Anthony McDonald. Lima's Son, James McDonald. And Master Saver, Danny O'Brien. Coming off the turn. Curtis thinks he's in Delaware with the echo. And they're off. Anthony McDonald and Gratuity looking for an early position. Billy Davis and Buckeye Babe. Going to get settled away nicely in second. Book the Bet for Paul McKenzie back in third. James sitting fourth with Lima's Son. And Danny O'Brien and Master Saver back in fifth. Rolling up to the quarter, Gratuity and Anthony McDonald. Buckeye Babe, the little trotting filly. She's little, that's why Billy has the driver. Book the Bet, Badlands Hanover filly, sitting third for Paul. Lima's Son and James, gapped out slightly in fourth. And Master Saver and Danny O'Brien following up the field. And they're coming towards the half. Anthony McDonald and Gratuity. Everybody behaving themselves very nicely. Billy Davis and Buckeye Babe in second. Book the Bet, Paul McKenzie. Lima's Son and James McDonald looking eager in the 4-hole. And up front, we have a move. Billy Davis, Buckeye Babe to the front. Gratuity and Anthony McDonald thinking about releasing them. And here goes Paul McKenzie, 3 wide. Book the bet. Lima's Son and James catch a nice second over. And Master Savers in fifth. They're coming around the last turn, and Gratuity went off stride. Gratuity made a break, spoiling a perfect trip. Buckeye Babe and Billy Davis on the inside. James McDonald and Lima's Son trying to get there, but it's going to be Buckeye Babe, Billy Davis. Lima's Son and James McDonald up for second. Book the Bet was a good third. Master Saver closed in to be fourth. And Gratuity, who looked super till making a mistake, ended up in fifth. Unofficial time, 2:07 and 3. Buckeye Babe, Billy Davis. We're back. Billy Davis going to bring Buckeye Babe around. We'll try to grab a quick little picture here. Give you a word from Billy. Looks like Billy's the only one coming back. Everybody else is sick of talking to me. That's fine. Buckeye Babe, very impressive this morning. Yeah, let's keep her walking. Try to grab a little victory pose here. Billy, how was Buckeye Babe today?
Babe was fantastic today. That's probably the best she's ever gone.
Super. A little aggressive pulling the two hole. Maybe you knew Anthony's was going to make a mistake, did you?
No. Well, I didn't know anything that Anthony was going to act up a bit. I just, she felt so good sitting in the hole, and the last thing I want to do is kind of get her caught in and get her all doubled up and fight with her too much.
For the most part, everybody behaving really well behind the gate today. You guys got to be happy with that.
Yeah, we've had no problems, and they've all behaved, and they're all doing their job very well.
Super. Well, Billy, how are you getting all these rails today? You got the rail in the next set, too.
Yeah, I just, just kind of called the set race secretary and just kind of, ask him a couple things, ask him how his family life's going and all that stuff, and, he just kind of returned the favor, I guess, and, just kind of being a nice guy who pays off.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. Best of luck with American League in the 5th. Turner or going? Back live from Flamborough Downs. We're here with the Stable co-founder, driver slash trainer slash the only man I know who can get the weather changed because they were calling for rain all week, Anthony McDonald. Anthony, you want to tell us what happened with Gratuity there in the last turn?
Yeah, you know, she's a green filly. She got away really well. She wanted to trot down the backstretch, and when Billy come, I doubled her up to let him go, and she got a little cranky, and then the last turn put a step in and rolled off. You know, she's been good all year. I'm not really concerned about it. I'm sure the people that own her, wanted to see her finish up her mile good. But at the end of the day, it isn't really a race. I mean, we're trying to teach these horses as much as we can, and she's going to have to learn to sit and behave. And I think she got a little angry at herself when she did make a break. She leaped forward there, but she's a nice filly. She's been a nice filly from day one, and she's eligible in Ohio, and there's a lot of horses eligible in Ohio. But overall, think about it. We had a pretty good day. We had Pumbaa run, but the little guy there, he's not going to be able to ready to race this year. We're probably just going to turn him out. I own him myself with a nice lady from, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's from Markham. Patricia and Stan Martin, and they bought into him. I think he's probably just going to have some time off and let him grow up a little bit. He's a nice little colt, though. He's just got a lot of growing to do. And as far as my horse running, I could be wrong, but I think they were the only two miscues of the day, if I'm not mistaken. And it was her fault, but I mean, she's just learning how to race. Had I left her on the front end and let her roll along, I highly doubt she would have even put a step in. But as I said, we are teaching them how to race, and those things will happen. So today, luckily, it's hard to believe. Not only did we get the forecast changed from almost certain rain 2 days ago to certain cloudy yesterday to a beautiful sunny day with light winds, but we got almost every horse around. Now, I'm over here talking because PDA Blue Chip was in the last set, and I'd sent an email out to our clients that own PDA Blue Chip last night, and I said, listen, this is a big growthy colt. If I warm him up and he doesn't seem really comfortable, like he really wants to do it today, then I'm not going to make him. And Amy and I's job, and everybody in the barn, our job is to get the horses to the races, but not at all costs. And if these horses are telling us that they need some time and they need to mature a little bit, then that's exactly what we're going to let them do. And we had sent an email out last week regarding Vintage Blues, a good-looking red filly. She's got a beautiful gait, but she was a little uncomfortable in the turns, so she'd made a couple of breaks on us the last 2 times, and I simply just shut her down for a couple of months and said, just let her grow up. 90% of the time, it's their knees. So just leave them alone. And the same with PDA Blue Chip. I hope that nobody's discouraged by turning the colt out. There's been a lot of very, very good horses that didn't race early in their racing career, and there's no reason. If they're telling us it's time to take a break, then it's time to take a break.
Everybody seems to be going kind of where they should and finishing all together. Do you attribute that to the lack of presence of Jody Jamieson today?
I don't want to comment on that. I shouldn't.
He went a little fast there at the spring showcase with a couple, but it's,
Well, we had some speed demons the other day at Mohawk, too. So when you're a catch driver and a horse feels like he wants to go faster, you're adapt more to let them go a little bit, and it comes with experience. And Jody was just stretching them out a little bit. I joke with him and stuff, but make no mistake, no horses we went with in the last 3 weeks at all are outside of their comfort zone, so to speak. I think this is great, a feather in the cap of the people in the barn and the hard work we put in all winter. When you go on our site and you look, it didn't matter whether it was raining, it was snowing, it was cold, they went. And they jogged and they trained, and this is the result of it here. You only get out what you put in this game, and we put as much as we could, into these colts and fillies, and I think it's going to show up this summer.
Looks like Danny has the wrong saddle pad on. He has number 3 on, I think. But once again, PDA Blue Chip is not going. That is Menz's last. That's Menz's last. And Danny O'Brien.
Yep.
Road Trip. A couple driver changes here. Paul McKenzie is off of Road Tripper. Louis Philippois will go. Everybody in behind the gate good. Billy Davis with his 5th rail of the day with American League.
Yeah, Louis was lobbying pretty hard for the drive on Road Tripper. Not a lot of people. For you guys that watch the videos,
did he text you for the drive?
Yeah. Road Tripper is probably the biggest overachiever maybe in the history of harness racing. When you watch his videos early on, he didn't look that good, and every week he got better and better and better. And he's just such a nice horse to be around. I don't know how talented he is. I trained him in 210 the other day at the farm maybe a week ago, and I'm sure he'll make the races. But man, oh man, he's just a sweetheart to drive. Anybody that knows me knows that there's a horse in the barn named Leroy's Dream that's kind of got a soft spot in my heart, and he's not really a great horse. He's done well this year, but it's just, as a driver, I can only speak for myself, but I'm assuming it's the same with most drivers. You know, when you sit behind a horse that you know is trying his absolute hardest, you really have to have respect for that horse as an athlete, and I really like Road Tripper because of it. So we'll see what they do today.
Everybody behaving in behind the gate so far today. And they're off and trotting. Billy Davis and American League.
He's going to make break maybe.
And
Road
Tripper and Louis Waugh.
I jinxed him.
Off strike.
I completely jinxed him. The horse never runs. Oh, Mensa's on the run too.
And Mensa's last and Danny O'Brien are off stride. So a couple misbehaviors here. And up on the front is American League and Billy Davis. James McDonald closing up the gap.
He got away far enough back.
With Dewey Ann. Curtis said James got away far enough back to avoid the trouble. I chirped him the first couple, and then he was pretty aggressive with Willie.
Yeah.
Willie was good. Mendes last and Danny O'Brien have landed. Also, Road Tripper and Louis Waugh back and forth. And it's American League and Billy Davis.
American League doesn't usually like to be on the front end in the training mile, so I don't know what he's going to do today. Does anybody get the half there?
Maybe 8. Roughly 108 for the half. American League probably wouldn't mind being covered up by Dewey Ann, but chances of James pulling the 2-hole, slim to none. American League minding his manners, as is Dewey Ann, the little Dewey Cheatham and Howe filly.
On the run again.
And back in third, Mensa's last, and Road Tripper
This might help.
not having his best day, back in fourth. And they're starting to pick it up now. American League and Billy Davis. Billy looking for the hat trick. Dewey Ann, James McDonald putting the pressure to him. And Dewey Ann, American League trying to fight back. I'm going to go with Dewey Ann at the wire.
How much we go?
And an unofficial time of 2:11.
It's a good mile for them. It's a good mile for those horses.
And Danny O'Brien up for third, holding off Louis Waugh and Road Tripper. See if we can get James back here for a little winner circle we've been doing today. Billy with a couple wins in a couple seconds. I'm not sure how the other one did. Big day.
Yeah.
So overall, the biggest thing, as I explained earlier, the biggest thing you're looking for a day like today, it's not speed, it's not how fast they go, it's how they look at the grandstand, look at the tote board, the flags, tractor, water truck. It's a whole new experience. These horses have not been off the farm since they landed there, September, October, and it's just a lot to take in for a horse, and especially going up behind the starting gate, which these horses got away from the gate clean and made a couple mistakes, but there was only one that misbehaved behind the gate. You got to be happy with that overall.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and again, that goes to the horses' training. You know, they're all professionals, these horses, and I was a little surprised. They'd asked me in the starting gate, the first set, they said, "You want to go around twice?" And I said, "Well, we'll just play it by ear and see how they were." Every single horse I went with, wanted to get right at it today. They're here, but they're having fun too. I mean, you can tell when you're sitting behind them, they want to play around. Like the last set, I was a little worried about American League because he's a little goofy on the front end anyway. But even he, I think you said they were at the half and 8 and a bit, 1 mile and 2:11. That's a good mile for these horses over this track. I was happy with both of them. Dewey Ann's probably one of our best bred trotting fillies, and she's a little bit like Road Tripper. She, on the other hand, she's a beautiful gait, but she was really small when we started off with her, and she's really grown into a decent sized filly and loves her work and does it really well. So I was really happy with American League, and I see Billy's going to snub the winner's circle again.
I think James won anyway.
Oh yeah, he definitely won. Yeah.
Well, we're going to go trackside here and try to get a word with our winning driver. And when I say winning, we're just kind of goofing around a little bit and coming back for a picture. But, you know, they're training these horses here. They're not racing. And it's all about their experience today. And we're going to talk quickly with James McDonald about his little filly, Dewey Ann, who looked really good today, behaved well. We get to the winner's circle here. Nice little picture as Dewey Ann breaks her maiden today at Flamborough Downs. Dew Bear, as I like to call her, from the movie Semi-Pro. The bear's name is Dewey that gets loose. Dewey loves sugar. Dewey loves sugar. How was Dewey Ann today?
We were super. She was pretty pacey there about a month ago, and now she seems to have figured it out. And
No problems behind the gate or anything like that?
no, she was a professional. She and she came out. Billy's horse was getting a little lost on the front there, and she came out and she was comfortable the whole way and strong finishing off.
Super. Well, thanks for coming out, James. Appreciate it. And big win with Dewey Ann here to finish up the day.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You'll be able to get a nice nap in now. It's not too late.
No, I got a big golf game.
Okay, golfer on place. Real.
Real golf.
Real golf. Okay. There goes Dewey Ann and James McDonald and Anthony McDonald heading back to the paddock.